Hello there guys and welcome back to 100% Chelsea for a preview of the Chelsea versus Atletico Madrid game taking place tomorrow evening at 7:45 at Stamford Bridge. And the first thing I want to talk about is the whole perception that people have that it doesn't matter if we lose tomorrow and finish second in the group and that we should basically play all the kids and rest almost everyone basically. And I cannot understand why anyone would talk and think like that. Like, I literally can't understand. Let me explain who we could draw in the round of 16 if we finish second and if we finish first. So firstly, if you didn't know, we can't draw any English side in the round of 16. That's just the rule of the Champions League. Manchester City and Spurs have already topped their groups, and Manchester United and Liverpool are most likely to do so as well. So if we do finish second, and those four top their groups, which like I said, they most likely will, we can only draw whoever finishes top out of 3 remaining groups. Because obviously we couldn't draw Roma, who will top our group if we don't. So those 3 teams that we basically could draw if we finish second are Barcelona, most likely PSG, unless they lose by more than 4 goals to Bayern Munich tomorrow night, or Besiktas. So basically, a 2 out of 3 chance for us to draw a team that we probably won't be able to beat, considering we couldn't even beat Roma and conceded 6 goals against them in 2 games. Yes, I know it would have been different if Kante wasn't injured for those 2 games, but still. So Barcelona, PSG or Besiktas. Now if we finish first on the other hand, we could draw the likes of Basel or CSKA Moscow from Group A, Sevilla or Spartak Moscow from Group E, Shakhtar Donetsk or Napoli from Group F, Porto or RB Leipzig from Group G, Juventus or Sporting Lisbon from Group D, Real Madrid or most likely Bayern again unless they beat PSG by more than 4 goals, which I really can't see happening. So yes, there are some very hard teams that we could be drawn against if we finish top, but looking at how this season went so far, none of them are more difficult than PSG and Barcelona, but there is a much bigger chance of us drawing a team that we should get past convincingly than if we finish second. So finishing first should be a big priority. So now quickly talking about how do we finish top. So Roma are obviously playing Qarabağ as we're playing Atletico Madrid. And Roma are playing them at home. So you have to expect Roma to beat Qarabağ. I know Qarabağ got 2 draws against Atletico Madrid, but still you really can't expect Roma not to beat Qarabağ. We are 2 points ahead of Roma at this stage, but in the Champions League it's down to head-to-head and not goal difference. Obviously, as we drew 3-0 to Roma at home and lost 3-0 to Roma away, Roma would be ahead of us if we were tied on points. So if Roma beat Qarabağ tomorrow night, which they, like I said, more than likely will, we have to beat Atletico Madrid to finish top. But Atletico will try their absolute hardest to win to at least stand a chance of still qualifying for the next round. For them to, still go through, Qarabağ have to beat Roma. And even if Qarabağ beat Roma, Atletico still have to beat us. So, it's very unlikely, but Atletico Madrid, in the situation we're in now, will try their absolute hardest to beat us tomorrow. But now talking about our position Atletico Madrid, and we were actually the last team to beat Atletico in all competitions when Michy Batshuayi scored the last minute winner in Madrid on September 27th. Since then, they've played 13 games, from which they've won 6 and drew 7. Those draws include games against both Barcelona and Real Madrid, but obviously also against Qarabağ, a 0-0 draw away and a 1-0 draw in Madrid, but they also beat Roma 2-0. And Madrid have won the last 4 games in a row, which includes the 2-0 win over Roma, so recently their form has definitely picked up. But they're still kind of up and down, because obviously draws against Barcelona and Real Madrid are good results. Beating Roma is a good result, but drawing against Qarabağ, especially at home, is a very, very poor result. So they are very up and down, kind of. But what you have to say is that they've recently found their scoring boots again, scoring 12 in the last 4, whereas they only scored 6 goals in the 9 games before those last 4 games after we beat them. And especially one man has returned to scoring goals in particular, and that is Antoine Griezmann, who after not scoring for ages and ages this season, scored his first goal in a long time against Roma with an incredible overhead kick, fair play to him for that goal, and scored another 3 goals in the 2 games he featured in since as well. So he's basically back to form, basically back to scoring. Atletico Madrid do usually and basically always go for a 4-4-2 formation with Griezmann and usually Gamero next to him up front together. They currently sit in 3rd in La Liga, 6 points off Barcelona who are in 1st, but they are 2 points ahead of Real Madrid who sit in 4th. So if you watch my previews regularly, you'd know that this is where I talk about what Antonio Conte said in his pre-match press conference. Well, today's press conference is only taking place at 7 PM UK time, so it would be very late until the preview would actually be out. And as we're not really waiting for any major injury/recovery news, I decided this preview would work just fine without the press conference news in it basically. But if any major news do come out of the press conference, which I do not expect, we will let you know. And if it's proper big news, which I very much doubt, like I said, we'll also update you here on YouTube. But make sure you follow us on our Twitter especially, and also the other social medias. The links are down in the description. For the standard press conference update, you can find that on Twitter, so make sure you follow us there. But now talking about Chelsea and how I think we will line up, how I think the game will go, and also my score prediction. Now, if Moses is fit enough to start and play 2 consecutive games after just returning from injury, I don't think there will be many changes made from the team team that played against Newcastle, except Cahill coming in to replace Rudiger, obviously, who started against Newcastle on Saturday. I keep saying give Alonso a rest, but in my opinion, we shouldn't and can't play a player that's not naturally a left wing back or left back against Atletico Madrid. Like, you know, Alonso has to play tomorrow. That's just what it is. The only other question is, will it be Bakayoko or Drinkwater to start? Or maybe even both, and Fabregas would be on the bench like against Liverpool. But this is the lineup I think we'll go for. And this time you'll only get one lineup compared to the last few previews where I gave you my one and the one I think Conte would go with. But today I actually think Conte will go with the one that I think will go with, basically, or should go with. So I think it will be a 3-5-2. Thibaut Courtois in goals. These are Spilicueta, Andreas Christensen and Gary Cahill as the three centre-backs. Victor Moses and Marcos Alonso as the two wing-backs. N'Golo Kante, Danny Drinkwater and Cesc Fabregas as the three central midfielders. And then Eden Hazard next to or behind Alvaro Morata up front. The only change from what I just predicted I could really see is Zappacosta instead of Moses if he isn't ready to start again. And Bakayoko in there instead of either Drinkwater or Fabregas. Because I think the rest is pretty nailed on. Unless obviously Conte decides to change the formation. But why would you, considering how well the 3-5-2 worked in Madrid? Now if we go with our best team and don't rotate, I am confident that we will get the win. Atletico will have to come at us in the second half the latest. Because like I said, they have to win to stand a chance of going through. And when they do and commit people forward, we have to defend our hearts out and hit them on the counter. Well, not just hit them on the counter, also be clinical when we do create chances on the counter. Some people might say no matter who we're up against, Chelsea should always play on the front foot at Stamford Bridge. And they have a point. But if we do that, we just play into Atletico Madrid's strength. Because sitting back, being solid and hitting on the counter is Atletico Madrid's game against strong opponents. But like I said, they're not in a position to do that tomorrow as they have to win. So defending well and playing on the counter ourselves, in my opinion, is the best solution in that game. Like I said, Atletico Madrid might only start to go at it properly in the second half. So in the first half, you know, don't just sit back and wait for them to finally start attacking so we can hit them on the counter. Of course not. But once they do start attacking, sit back and try to hit them on the counter because I think that's the best solution. Especially with Griezmann, you know, being on form now. We can't just risk being open at the back just because we want to score and win as well. And have them score because, like I said, Griezmann is on form. He's very good at the moment. He's finding the net. So, you know, we have to be careful. Now, of course, it would help if Roma could be, I don't know, 3-0 up against Karabakh at half-time because the Atletico Madrid players will find out about that. And then their heads will drop because they'll know they won't be able to go through. Even better, obviously, would it be if Roma were 2 or 3 down at half-time? So a draw or even a loss would be enough for us to finish top. But let's be honest, that's probably not happening. So my score prediction then is probably the same result that we got in Madrid. I'm going for a 2-1 win. But yeah, that's really it from me. Leave me all of your thoughts down in the comment section below. Your predicted lineups, your match predictions, your opinion, should we rotate? Do you agree with me that this is an important game that we basically have to win because it's crucial that we finish top? Because that is my opinion. Let me know your thoughts on that down in the comment section below as well. Leave a like if you did enjoy the video. Don't forget to check out my social media, which is Laos1507 on Instagram and Twitter. As you can see over here, I'd massively appreciate it if you could follow me there. Also, don't forget to subscribe to 100% Chelsea. You can click that button and subscribe if you haven't already. And also click the notification bell button down below as well. We'd massively appreciate that so you don't miss any other videos. But yeah, that's it from me. I am buzzing for that game tomorrow because it's just a big game. Up to Chelsea, and I'll see you next time.